everyone, it's Alex. Welcome back to my channel. Today we have my Shop My Stash update. Yay! So if you are new to my Shop My Stash, because I know I do have a few new subscribers, this is how my Shop My Stash roulette works. I do my roulette style, pick what's going to happen during that month. I pull out products during the month, test them out, and the way that I pull out my products is either products that are on the fence whether I want to keep them or not, older products I haven't used to see if I still want to keep them or not, or newer products that I just recently entered into my collection and I want to see whether should I return them or really do enjoy them. So this past month, for the month of January, it was the viewer's choice color theme. So I had you guys pick the color of what makeup I would pull out, and I normally do that on my community tab on my YouTube channel. So there I gave you guys 3 choices, I believe, and purple won. So I had to pull out purple color makeup. Lip products specifically obviously will be shown in my monthly lipstick bag, so I have some there that I'm going to share with you guys, so you guys stay tuned for that to see if any have left my collection or will be leaving my collection. So we are here to share with you guys some things that I used this month, so we're just gonna go ahead right in. Alrighty, so I'm gonna start out with eyeshadows. The first eyeshadow palette already has been decluttered. It has found a new home, so I will put a picture up here for it. This is the Anastasia Catwalk palette. This was the second palette I ever bought from Anastasia. It had purple shades with a peach, a pink. It was very beautiful. I did wear it again, but I realized that I have similar color themes already in my collection, newer ones that I like the formula better. Those were her first palette, so her formula wasn't the best as it is now, and I realized that. Back then I thought it was good, but her formula has gotten even better, so I was comfortable with letting that palette go. Talk to me about a year and a half ago, I would have told you absolutely not, it is staying in my collection. But now that I am more comfortable in my makeup world, in my makeup room, and knowing what I love and don't like, I'm okay with letting it go. So I've already decluttered that. It already has found a home. She absolutely loves it, and I feel like those colors are beautiful for anybody who likes either a smoky purple or a soft purple, and it's a beautiful color palette, but not having extreme color like what I'm wearing today, and you could still wear it for work. So that was the first palette. It already has been decluttered, so we are doing well so far. The second palette that I wanted to pull out was the Tarte lip palette. This one has some warm tones, cool tones, and then neutral tones. This one had purple shades in here, so I wanted to get more use out of this palette because I rarely touch it because it's all matte. But I come to find out that I still love this palette. It is beautiful. It was my companion palette throughout the whole entire month. Whenever I would do a look and I wanted to add some sort of matte, I would pull this one out. On my everyday makeup, this is the palette that I would be pulling out to help myself out. These are just beautiful, very pigmented. They blend out really nicely. So I'm happy I pulled it out to use it more, so this is another palette that I'm going to continue to use and enjoy. Last palette that I wanted to use was a drugstore palette. This was the Milani Plum Basics. You guys remember these? I love Milani eyeshadows. This is the eyeshadow that I used on New Year's in conjunction with the Bare Minerals one. Beautiful palette. I'm going to show you some swatches of this one because this one seems interesting. They have a sparkly one here. These are just smooth and pigmented. I love these eyeshadows. Like, look at that. These are beautiful. Now, obviously, these are eyeshadows from the drugstore, so you're going to get more pickup from the powders. You're going to get some shades that don't swatch as well, some that are softer than others. But overall, Milani is one of my favorite eyeshadow formulas. This is no exception. Before this Shop My Stash, I had not used this one, and I knew I was gonna like it. It's just I never got around to use it, and I'm so happy I did pull it out because it is beautiful. It lasted the whole night. I was sweating. There were so many people at our house. I was eating and drinking and we were up till like 2 o'clock in the morning, and this eyeshadow palette did not fade at all on my eyes. It stayed put. The purple tones in it just lasted all day. I'm telling you, very, very good formula. Milani is definitely my favorite drugstore formula ever. I love them. So out of the 3 eyeshadow palettes I pulled out, 1 has left my collection. And bear in mind, I don't have a specific number of things I pull out. I just pull out what I want and go from there. So now we're gonna go on to blushes. I pulled out 4 because these were the ones I was debating whether to keep or not. First and foremost was my Tarte Flush Blush. This is what it looks like. This one I think is only exclusive to the Tarte website now. And look how scary that looks. But let me tell you, when you put this on your cheeks, it is beautiful. This is gonna stain my hand, but it's okay. Because I'm gonna show you, when I blend this out, it just gives you this beautiful berry shade on the cheeks. Look how beautiful that is. It doesn't need to be this vibrant what is on the pan. Like, it's gorgeous. I love this blush. Love the formula of Tarte blushes. Just reminded me, gave me an excuse to pull this one out. This is truly the only purple blush that I own like this that I genuinely love. Because it's harder to pick up product with this formula, it's easier to use this type of color, if that makes any sense. So Flush is staying in my collection still to this day. Milani Fantasico Mauve. This was one that I really was debating on whether to keep or not. This is what it looks like. It has the veining in here. Obviously the veining could be different from each and every one. So I did wear this one, and I have actually realized that I am ready to part ways with this one. It's just, I have other mauve ones that I enjoy more. Not that this formula is bad at all. It's just the color specifically just turns me off. It's way too pigmented when I just want a soft flush. When I want a mauve, I don't want it to be too much, and this is just too much for me. I don't use this during the summer where I don't mind the pigmentation because I'm darker. Right now I'm so fair that this just looks too much on my cheeks. So I am going to part ways with this one. I think it's beautiful. There's nothing absolutely wrong with it. It's just I'd rather use a mauve that is a soft mauve, because I use mauves in the winter when I am pale, and this is just too much for me. So I'm gonna actually declutter that one, and it's going to find another family. The following blush I pulled out was a Lorac Buildable Blush, and this is in the color Chroma. This is that purpley mauve shade that I mentioned. This is completely matte. This is such a soft formula, and it's buildable. And this is what I mean when I want a mauve. This one I have to build up to get that color. You see the difference here? This is what I'd rather use when I am pale. When I have no type of color onto my cheeks, this is what I want to use. So this one's staying. I think this formula is beautiful for a blush, completely matte, super beautiful and blendable. It just looks so nice on the skin, and it's not powdery at all. I love this formula. I don't know why many people don't talk about these blushes. So this one's gonna stay in the collection. Last but not least is this. You guys remember this? This is the Sephora Pantone Universe. This was in the Rush Luster Cheek Sweep. It brought the Radiant Orchid. This was the Radiant Orchid year. So this brought the Radiant Orchid Blush, Spanish Villa Highlighter, and Bridal Rose Highlighter. The reason why I mainly kept this is because of this highlighter. So I tested out this palette, the whole thing. This blush, again, it's beautiful, but it is way too much when I am pale. It's just, I really had to blend this sucker out. It is way too pigmented. Look at that. It's way too pigmented for my liking. So I did not like the blush. If I have a tan, I'm not going to use this color. I go for more peachy coral shades. I know what I like now. This highlighter is what tore me apart because I love this highlighter. It is beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. It's like this soft sheen. I don't know if you guys can see it there. Super soft sheen. Gorgeous. This one I never really use. This is more like a cheek topper. It's like a rosé, and I don't do cheek toppers, so I never really used this one. It was mainly this one. But I did use this one to see if it was worth depotting maybe and keeping this one. But I have realized that this does not last on my cheeks. I put it on. By the end of the day, I saw nothing on my cheeks. So that just solidified my decision on decluttering this one as well. So I am also gonna let go of this palette. So for this round of Shop My Stash, I decluttered one eyeshadow palette, one face cheek palette, and one blush, which I think is really, really good for me because you guys know how I am. So obviously you guys know I'm trying to be more cutthroat with my Shop My Stash, really pull things out that I'm really questioning to whether I want to keep them. I want to curate my collection to the things that I genuinely love and I am going to use. So this is what ended up happening this month. It was fun. Wait till you see the lip product ones because those are fun as well. So I'm gonna do my next month's theme. We're gonna pull out to see what next month for Shop My Stash is going to be. So here is my little wheel. We're going to generate. Oh, you can hear it. Ooh, I didn't know it had sound. Drugstore palettes. Now this one's gonna be a little bit tough because I don't have too many drugstore palettes. So it's gonna be tough. I don't know. You guys let me know in the comment section. Should I do drugstore specifically that you can buy at Rite Aid, CVS, Walmart, Target, or do affordable palettes where they're inexpensive but you have to get them online, like Morphe, ColourPop, Coastal Scents? So let me know in the comment section what you guys want me to do. That way I can work around it. I guess the most comments that state one or the other is what I'm going to use. So if I only get one comment answering this question, that's what it's going to end up being. And I'm also going to incorporate drugstore face products as well as drugstore lips for the monthly lipstick bag. So I will do all drugstore basically for next month. So February is all drugstore stuff. So thank you guys so much for watching. I will list and link all these products down in the description box if you're interested in checking any of them out. Thank you guys so much for watching. I will catch you guys in my next video. And don't forget that a smile is the best makeup a girl can wear. Bye guys.